Demonic entities, aliens, and extraterrestrials. Part 2. In the previous video, I went over the connections of the fourth dimension, beings of that realm, the way they hide in plain sight, and the clown-type entities that are widely known, who also come from that dimension or realm. What is left to be covered? In this video, I will cover other types of extraterrestrials and demonic entities, starting with the Greys or the demonic aliens. Most of the Gray type entities are demonic. They can be known as demonic spirits or entities or whatever they're called, but there is a constant theme of these types of beings being identified during abductions and encounters. Now, they all have a connection to the black goo substance. Some may be trying to reconnect to God or to Source, but most of them are not friendly. Now, many who have encountered these creatures by abductions on vessels or ships have been known to call out to Jesus Christ in the name of Jesus Christ for help, and they have been released, which that is a big clue that these things are a demonic type entity. Now, it's also said that they have a black type blood, which may connect to black substance, and they are kind of psychically powered. The smaller 3 to 4 foot type grays are powered by a psychic type of thought, where the taller 7 foot grays will program them like some type of artificial being. It's pretty interesting when you understand that you can think these things and really obey the commands of the taller gray type entity. Now, another thing that's interesting is the connection between the Nazis and these entities. Now, it's rumored that the Nazis were communicating with these gray type entities, as well as the Nordic beings and the reptilian type lizard people. When you understand connections that the Nazis are these national Zionists, the Zionist people worship Satan or Lucifer and the black goo substance, a lot of these puzzle pieces start fitting together. Now, are these pictures manufactured or artificial? We don't know, but it makes sense that they would insert real pictures in with fake pictures to just kind of muddy the water of the awakening process. Now, it's rumored that bodies were recovered from numerous crash sites. Here you can see, and also live aliens, demonic entities, creatures, live ones were also recovered. And when you look at them, they are a demonic, evil looking creature. There's no way to get around it. They don't look friendly. They've got black, dead eyes and their frail little evil troll-like bodies. They are not friendly. Anytime you encounter this, you better call on his great name to protect you because these evil demonic spirits will kill you, eat you, feed on you, harvest your energy, etc., etc. Now, a lot of these entities are witnessed in the forest, where a meadow turns to a forest and you see a deep tree line. Without knowing it, they have been photographed on the edge of the forest. Now, this may also connect to the missing 411 type disappearances where a majority of the people who go missing are of German descent, and they are white male hunters, outdoor types. Women too, but it's mostly white men. And I would also think that they're not religious. If they were, they would not be abducted. It's like Christians who are white skinned that don't practice any religion and they don't believe in Christ, they are immediately taken and never seen again, which is an interesting thing when understanding this research. Here's some more bodies. And in this diagram, I don't know what this is from, but you can see these blue entities, alien types, as well as these other type of entities. If you can see here from the arrow, this entity has been found and photographed with the skeletal structure and all that. This is from Stephen Greer, my alien thing. I don't know, but it definitely some type of alien being, and they've MRI'd it, they've got the DNA, but people aren't really ready for it. Here are the blue skin demon creatures. It all connects to the same type of subcategory of alien, which is these frill lizard reptilian type beings. And they've hybridized these aliens. They've combined it with multiple species and DNAs, trying to get some type of creature that has the essence of a soul or a consciousness, in which they have all lost their souls or consciousness due to the black goo interaction with chemicals in the body, the blood chemistry, and all that stuff. So their number one goal is to try to reobtain a soul in which they lost who knows when, millions of years ago, hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, depending on what reality you're living in. More kind of hybrid lizard gray type entities or whatnot. Now, the lizard people, aka the reptilians, are said to be a different species of extraterrestrial in which factions of these lizard people are working directly with the AI Black Goo, and they have lost most of their consciousness and souls, and they are just a violent, empty shell of a creature. And we've seen these lizard people throughout the historical record, whether it be the Quetzalcoatl, bird serpent, feathered bird serpent type of entity, but it is a psychic entity that can communicate with you on the spirit realm as well as communicate with your subconscious mind. And they're all cannibalistic. They eat humans, they eat babies and drink blood. All of the most evil stuff you can think about is what these creatures use to survive. It's all opening doorways or portals within a person when they are sacrificed, and as their soul is leaving the body, these entities go into the humans to feed off loose energy or inhabit the people around, but they go through the portal open within a person as their consciousness leaves and inhabit those around, as in demon possession or demonic possession. Here's this feathered bird serpent guy, and you can see an illustration of these type of lizard people, or reptilians, if you will. Pretty fascinating. There's been records of these throughout many ancient cultures, and they were widely known before this great reset event happened. And they are worshipped as God. So there's more evidence of these things living below the ground, below the surface, and there's been many TV and movies and things depicting these lizard type aliens. And that's how you know that it's real. They make 50 movies where the bad guy is a tall lizard person, and that way they can discount any evidence of someone being crazy, and you just had some type of an episode where you're remembering a bad guy from a movie or something. Here's different types of tracks and footprints. Now, in these next series, these are supposed dinosaur tracks within the mud or sand that have been fossilized, and you can see the evidence. But the more we understand about the mud flood event and how buildings were buried 20 feet in mud, these footprints are not older than buildings. So if buildings are 20 feet buried and these footprints are just on surface under some sand, you have to understand they're maybe a few hundred years old, not millions and millions of years. And dinosaurs are most likely a deception. Now, are they giant birds or these reptilian type entities? We don't know, but what we do know is that people in charge, these controllers, have lied about absolutely everything. All aspects of reality have been fabricated. The millions and billions of years of solar systems and all that is a fabrication in order to hide the deception of this mud flood, the hiding of Tartaria and the Tartarian Empire, and these lizard type alien creatures. Now, if you look at the graph, it could be like a giant turkey or something. We know there were giant people and giant animals. And the cover for that are the dinosaurs, which how else would you explain the tracks if you didn't have some type of ancient creature that caused them? Very fascinating when you look into the tracks and how there are human tracks right next to the alien tracks, which kind of disproves evolution because wouldn't man have evolved millions of years if the dinosaurs evolved millions of years? It's like all their arguments counteract the other arguments, and it's just one lie turns into two, which turns into four, which turns into eight, and we know the pattern that they're trying to cover up. The 124875 versus this 369 lies and satanic agenda. More tracks right under the ground or the dirt. It doesn't make any sense when you understand that the buildings are 20 feet buried in dirt worldwide. Realm-wide, buildings are buried 20 feet. Think of the Easter Island statues that just look like heads, and then they dug them up 20 feet and they're full bodies. So dinosaur tracks just under the topsoil is not millions and millions of years. This is 100% proven. It cannot be millions of years because there's no possible way the buildings are millions of years old. This is why we make these videos to expose their deceptions. Now, other connections. Things like the Denver airport, where they put these giant billboards within the airport. Now, the first one says, "Thanks for being patient. The lizard people keep stealing our tools." Very funny stuff at the Denver airport. We've got a great sense of humor about, forgive the mess. Building secret underground tunnels can get quite noisy. Fuck you and your bullshit. Apologies for the noise. It takes really big drills to get to the underworld, and there's a picture of a lizard guy there. I mean, what kind of bullshit do they hide right out in the open, knowing that the NPC cards that believe everything they are that's put in front of them on TV, they believe everything. And then they put this shit right in front of you as just like a joke. Everyone who looks into anything for more than 10 minutes, and we're talking doing actual research, not typing into Snopes, do lizard people exist? It's going to say no. Typing on Google, are the reptilians real? No, absolutely not. There's no lizard people. And then you also type in, can a man menstruate or get pregnant? And they say, yes, there are 35 genders. It's all BS. And we're all getting tired of this bullshit conception that we have to continuously get through to try to prove what they push right out in the open. It's right in plain sight. And when you show people, look, they're telling you right in plain sight, they laugh it off as, oh, they're just joking. NASA shouldn't be joking. People who believe in these lizard people, it's not a joke when you understand the vast amount of evidence that has been collected. Now, another thing is the how they hide the truth in these TV shows and movies. Now, if you have not seen the V TV miniseries, I suggest you watch it because it is very Project Bluebeam-like, where these visitors come down and they're everyone's best friend, and they're lizard people. And they're all eating people and feeding off them and stealing the water and all the same kind of shit these Democrats are into. They want to be everyone's friend, but they want your kids. They want to have sex with children. They're all pedophiles. They all drink blood. They're into cannibalism and occult rituals. And we got in Joe Biden that it's just no human acts like this. You wouldn't push some old guy to the front, stumbling around, crapping his pants, shitting himself, and that's the leader of America. If this is not just to demoralize the people, showing you that this is who runs the country and they don't care. They do not care that this is how they want it to be. America. Broken down, old system can be conquered at any minute. I don't know about you, but that ain't me. These people are in for a massive surprise when they go to pull their blue beam, sky beam operation, or they activate their zombie vaccinated people with the 5G. There is going to be a massive cleansing of our realm. All these people's days are numbered, and there will be a victory and it will be a mess the longer this takes. And if there's no white hat government people, Trump's not on our side, and the military let the elections be stolen and the border open, we're going to remove them too. All of humanity is waking up to the fact that we need extreme accountability for these clot shot, flu jab vaccines that they have been pushing onto us, as well as pedophilia, the blood drinking, the poisoning of our food, the pollution of our realm in which we've got to go to electric cars, and they've suppressed all this technology and medical cures that would free us from these controllers. We need to awaken faster. We all need to do more research and understand that we are getting to the point where some kind of a Walking Dead type massive realm-wide cleansing of these evil people needs to take place. And whether it's They Live or the Fee Show, there is a secret force behind all of this. It's not just that they're so much smarter. They figured all this out. This has been a plan that has been in place hundreds of years, subverting and perverting all of civilization into their satanic agenda of homosexuality and breaking up the family and demonizing the white man who has done nothing but keep everything working and going. We're getting tired of it. I think all of humanity is getting tired of it, and you're either with us or against us. We're either going to defeat the satanic New World Order lizard people, or we're all going to relocate to another place on the other side of the ice wall. And if enough of us get together, population of the whites or whoever, want to work together and make peace, and everyone seems to just want to vilify the people who want to make peace and live in a peaceful way away from everyone else. They are not letting this happen, and therefore they are forcing the conflict, which has not been resolved since the fake history of Revolutionary War and Civil War. These are all deception wars. Hide the truth of the old world, Altaria, and the secrets. And these demonic clown type entities, which are now right out in the front and they're exposed to your children. But these demonic entities are not just confused gays. Okay, these are possessed people. They are demonically possessed, and you can see they're all into Pizzagate type stuff. It's all John Wayne Gacy would be a trans today. Jeffrey Dahmer would be a trans today. They would all be trans people because that's the easiest way to hide your perversions right out in the open and normalize these demon creatures getting close to your children, and no one says anything because they don't want to be labeled some type of phobe or something. It's total bullshit. But these clown entities are a major part, and people say this is all a fabrication, but they're easy. Type in drag queens into Google and do an image search. And how are these things not demonic clowns? They're all clown type demons, and we're exposing them, and they're going to be removed. We can't have these people out in society around our kids. It, we're done with this stuff, and I think people are done, and we are waking up, and their time is over. It ruled over us 200 years, and we're done with it. We're all done with it. You had your time, and now you can either leave or we will make you leave. We will remove you from our realm or from existence. We're tired of it. Now, other types of ETs. Bigfoot. There's lots of evidence that supports the existence of Bigfoot or the Sasquatch. Now, are these creatures benevolent or are they hostile? Is it a hoax? Are they a form of human or Neanderthal? Could they be Tartarian type giants wearing animal skins? Could their appearance be a form of skinwalker? We don't know, but there is lots of evidence that supports the existence of these Bigfoot Sasquatch type Nephilim creature. We don't know. Now, one thing that is interesting is if you take a domesticated pig and it escapes from domestication, it will grow larger teeth, tusk-type giant teeth, and hair on its body. The same could possibly be said for elephant. If you put an elephant into a winter-type setting, would they convert to a mammoth-type hairy elephant? Do these Neanderthal, when they are exposed to elements, do they grow body hair? And that explains the Bigfoot. And then if they're out of the weather or wild environment, does the hair fall out and they look more human? We don't know, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Now, the oldest footage is this Patterson Gimli footage. I tend to think it's probably real. It could be fake, but it's possible that these things are out in nature and they're everywhere. Um, they all have a human looking face and a giant body. Or is this some kind of a genetic experimentation where, like Planet of the Apes or something, they were making some kind of a weapon system using human and animal DNA? These things escaped and figured out ways to live on their own in the wild. We don't know, but if you can imagine how big North America is and the vast amount of empty forest region, these things can be everywhere. I also think they hide up in the tops of the trees because when you're out hiking, not a lot of people are looking up at trees and focusing on what may be up in the sky of the upper tree canopy. Very interesting. But lots of people see these types of entities, and I would imagine much more see them and do not report them. Because if you report you saw a giant 8 foot tall, hairy, bipedal creature in the woods, they're just going to laugh and ha ha ha. But the FBI will take your report, they categorize it and catalog it, and they still take you witnessing this thing and will use it against you to either hunt these things, exterminate them, or keep it a covered up secret, depending on who they serve. Are they evil Nephilim or are they just peaceful forest creatures? Could be a bit of both. Some of them are evil demonic spirits, and some of them are peaceful forest dwellers that just want to live in peace. Now, here's a picture of a supposed caught Bigfoot where they killed this thing and chopped his head off. But if you look at the head, it's very human like and is almost another species of human. There aren't just one version of human and humanity. It's a vast scale of different types of humans and humanoids. So something to think about. Here's some pictures of the faces. This is a trail cam footage that somebody got. Human type eyes. We don't know. We don't know, but there is enough evidence where this should be looked at a little more carefully and understood. Also said that some of these things have a psychic ability and they're kind of multi-dimensional in which they can open portals with their mind, go into them, and that's why nobody ever finds them or their houses. So mainly they're in this realm foraging for a certain type of food or mushroom that only grows here, and then they open a portal and they go into their home dimensional world. Now, other types of entities. It's been said that these translucent creatures or beings that are made up of water or some type of liquid have been spotted out in the forest. And a lot of people see some kind of predator type shimmer in the woods moving by. Is this a type of holographic cloaking device, or are these a subsection of entity? We don't know. I thought I'd throw it in there because a lot of people, when you do this research, come up with seeing this, and they don't believe their eyes. They don't believe that anyone will believe them, so they keep these types of witnessing and events to themselves. But something to think about that has popped up numerous times. Now, another thing I've heard are these small Ewok type bear creatures that are extremely strong they have the strength of several men. They're these little bear-type Ewok creatures. And if you saw my video, The Fall of the Old World, most of the stuff in Star Wars is comes from reality. They take this stuff, they put it in a movie, and that way you've discounted anyone who sees it. If somebody says they saw a little forest bear out in the middle of nowhere, you're immediately going to think that person is full of shit and you just saw that on Star Wars and you're joking. But that's why they put it into movies to discount the real events of you witnessing these types of things who could come and go out of caves and you would never know there was a massive civilization of these little forest bear people. You would never know it. So I thought I'd add that. I've heard multiple stories of these little bear type creatures that are extremely strong and just interesting. I thought I'd throw it in there because it connects with Star Wars movies, and the Star Wars movies connect to the old world. Now, this is a picture. I looked it up and I couldn't find that it was from a movie or something, so who knows if this is a supposed Nordic being. Do these Nordic type ETs come from hidden land over the ice wall, or do they come from some underrealm below the surface, hollow earth, whatever? Pretty interesting. They have white skin, white eyes, white hair. It's like they come from some area without sun, some type of, North Pole type region or far beyond the ice wall. But it's said that these Nordic type beings are widespread also. Some of these Nordic type beings were said to be communicating with the Nazis, but are human people chocolate not so that you can't just broadly throw them into the negative category because some of them are working with the easy aspects of our realm. Something also interesting to throw in. Now, next, I want to get into these Thunderbirds and then wrap this video up. But these Thunderbirds, or it looks like a, what is it? Flying dinosaur were widely seen before this reset took place. So this mud flood happened. If they were ground-based birds, their nests would have been covered with mud. Before they all died out, some of them were found, shot, killed, photographed. There you go. They were also called terror birds, like terror or terra. Extraterran bird, terror birds. And there's lots of evidence of these things which could pick up a large, deer, a sheep, or a person and fly them off. If you look up thunderbirds and do search on that, you'll see videos and evidence of them flying. Now, these could just be giant Tartarian sized birds that were all killed out or hunted to extinction because of them being a threat to a teeny reset version of man. So, something also interesting, there are many accounts of Western cowboy type people coming in contact with these things, shooting and killing them, probably because they were being hunted by these giant flying birds. uh, Also known as Quetzalcoatlus. I don't know, but I know them as thunderbirds or terror birds. So that's something you can look up on your own, do some research, and check it out. Very interesting. There's lots of different documented cases of these types of flying winged humanoid bird type creatures. I don't know. Very interesting. And lots of native accounts of these types of flying birds on cave paintings and stuff like that. Okay, that's the end of part two. I'm not going to do any more extraterrestrial videos from here on out. I'm going to switch gears and do some other stuff next week. But until then, you can find me on Mud Fossil Research and Truth, Mud Fossil Truth and Research, Twitter in the box below, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Modern American Gangster on Rumble and BitChute, and Mud Fossil Research and Truth on YouTube. I'm on Gab and Truth Social at Modern American Gangster. Find me over there. You can get my book, The Great Awakening, on lulu.com. Unit 1, Timeline of Historical Events. Unit 2, Continued Points of Study. The Great Awakening ebook, digital download, or you can buy Unit 1 and Unit 2 in one large paperback version, which has got a lot of this information in there and really help you understand the Great Awakening and the awakening process of how everything we have been taught is a fabrication or a lie. This will help you get onto the right track, reprogramming your mind and reality to this new information in which we have uncovered. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. I'm on YouTube at Modern American Gangster. You can find me on n1m.com at Modern American Gangster. I put the audio versions of these videos or podcasts or lectures or whatever you want to call it on there. So if you're just, you got your phone, you can hit play and it'll just play through all the audio versions of the video. If you would like to donate, you can do so at PayPal and find me at PayPal/mudfossil124875. It is much appreciated and it helps out so I can advertise, buy new microphones and stuff like that. If you'd like to donate, if you have the means to donate, please do. I very much appreciate it. So you can find me on PayPal there. Please like, subscribe, follow, share this content, leave any questions or comments below. Um, at the end, new video next Wednesday. Hope everybody has a quick rest of the week, and we will see you.